All right, so welcome everybody. Thank you for joining tonight. I'm going to share with you something that I truly love talking about, and something that I believe actually holds the majority of people back from their own potential and their own success. And honestly, just stops people from doing a lot of things that maybe they would do if they didn't have this insecurity holding them back. So I've titled this "Overcoming Your Fear of Sales," but really, I'm going to just say overcoming that obstacle, that common obstacle that holds a lot of people back from either going into business for themselves or being in sales of some sort, and instead of putting what they actually want forward, they end up just doing something that's easier. Okay, and so I'm going to talk about three different things tonight. I'm going to talk about how to sell with conviction, and I'm going to talk about how you are not that pushy salesperson, and three, sharing from your heart. Okay, and it goes in that order. So I'm going to start with the main one here, and it's selling with conviction. And I am just going to say that this is like the number one thing. This is, for me, this is it. Okay, so if you take one thing away from tonight, it's that whatever you are selling, whatever you are in, whatever it is that you want to be offering to somebody else, you have to 150% believe it. Okay, you must, hands down, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, believe in what you are doing. Because if you have any hesitations, if you waver, if you don't believe that what you have is the best, then your insecurity is all that's going to come up. So for example, I teach people about using essential oils. I teach people about natural health. I teach people about plant medicine. I teach people about doTERRA, okay? I teach people about living the lifestyle. I teach people about this business. And so I can, without a shadow of a doubt, without any obstacle, without any worry of judgment, of fear, anything, say that I have the best oils on the planet. There's nothing that wavers in me. I have done the research. I've experienced the oils. I have taken the time to learn. I have read the tests, I have done the work, and I have it in my heart. I know that without anything, I can sell these oils knowing that I have the best oils on the planet. And so I can sell these oils knowing that I have the best oils on the planet, making the biggest difference in the world. Okay, so that's me with doTERRA. That's why I can sell these oils. I don't care about anybody else's oils. I don't care about the oils anywhere else. I know what I have, what I love, and what works. Okay, so that's my conviction, right? I can sell this business because I know it. I live it, I work it, and I know it. Like, I know it works, you guys. So I have nothing wavering in my judgment, right? I have conviction over these oils and this business. So I can do that. Now, if you're in a different line of sales, say you're selling makeup, right? You have to convict that makeup. You have to know that nothing is better than what you have. Because if you believe for a hot second that somebody else has a better makeup line and you're representing another one, your insecurity is going to come up. You're going to waver. You're not going to be confident. You are going to, even if you think that you've got on a pretty happy face and that you're overcoming that and you could sell anything, people pick up on what you're putting down, regardless of if you're saying it, okay? So you have to convict, you have to believe, and you have to live, eat, smell, everything, whatever it is that you're doing. Like, I can stand in it. I can stand in this, and I can say, I know what I've got, I know what's out there, and I don't have any hesitation, right? So if that's something, so whatever it is, if you're thinking of going into sales, if you want to make your own jewelry, if you want to sell bags, if you want to open up a storefront, if you want to do any of these things, if you want to be in sales of any type, you need to, without a shadow of a doubt, without any insecurity, without any obstacle, believe in what you're selling, right? I'm not saying there's not other things that are great and good and wonderful out there, but to you, you have to have the best, Okay, you can't choose the second best. You can't choose the cheapest. You can't choose the best value. You can't choose what your sister does or what your friend does or what I represent. This has to be from you. Okay, and we're going to talk about that when we talk about sharing from the heart. So when you sell with conviction, people see your heart. They see what you believe. They see what you're talking about. They don't, because you're confident and because you're not hesitating, people pick that up, right? People say, and it does sometimes take multiple interactions with somebody. But if that interaction is strong and if that interaction doesn't have any hesitation, it can be done right away, right? I'm going to tell you an example that happened today. Just today, I was at an incredible health and wellness fair, and I was teaching people about using these oils, and I was sharing from my heart, you guys. I was putting oils on every person that came through. I knew that about 80% of those people were not in a position to ever buy oils, and that was fine because I share what I love from my heart. I put those oils on people. I put pain blends onto their backs. I helped one by putting oils in her hair so that she could get rid of her congestion. I put oils on all of those people. But if they ask me about the quality or the purity or anything around those oils, I can without doubt say these are the best oils in the world. I represent doTERRA because doTERRA has the best, right? And I'm sharing this with you because that's who I represent. If you represent another company, you just have to have this same conviction, okay? And so when it came time that somebody said, yeah, well, what do you have for blood pressure? And I said, okay, well, I use these 3 things. These are what I would recommend. And she said, okay, can I see that kit of oils? And I said, yes. And then she said, okay, and it comes with a diffuser and it comes with this and this and this. And I said, yes. She goes, so, okay, so do I need to try these other ones? I said, yeah, but these are what's going to work for you. Like, I know from my experience and my education that this is what's going to work. She goes, okay, right? She knew she could lean on my belief. She could lean on my conviction and know that I'm not lying. I'm not hesitating. I can say, let's get you this kit. Let's get you this set of oils, because when you go home, you're going to be very happy with this. Like, I know I don't have any fear around somebody buying a kit of oils that they're going to be displeased or unhappy with what they've got, because I know, right? I don't have any obstacle in believing what I sell. So that's actually going to streamline me. And so that lady never met me. But she said, I can see you know what you're doing here. I can see that you believe in what you sell. I can see that these oils work. I'll get this kit, right? So she left and went home with a kit today on her first interaction with me, her first oil experience with me, because she leaned on my conviction. And so that's actually going to lead me into this next segue. And this is actually that you are not that pushy salesperson. I hear every single day from somebody that says, I don't want to be that pushy salesperson. I don't want to be that person. I'm sorry if somebody does it works, but I don't want to be that it works person. Like, I'm not trying to call anybody out, but that's one that comes up a lot. And I think it's because they're selling an opportunity, which is amazing. They clearly believe in that opportunity, but there's a way to share, you guys. There's a way to not be pushy. There's a way to be candid and real and transparent without being pushy, okay? So today, I'm going to talk to you about my experience. And that was, I'm never going to be that person because I'm not that person. I sell something I love. I sell something I know is going to change people's lives. I know something that if I sell something that if they use it the way I'm telling them to use it and they give it a try, it can work. So I don't have any hesitation. I will never be that pushy salesperson because I'm not that pushy salesperson. And that's what I'm telling you. You are never going to be that person because you're not. The fact that you're already worried about being that pushy salesperson means that you're never going to be them. So this is one that you can pretty much be like, oh, well, awesome. Let it go, because it isn't holding you back. You're holding you back. It's actually just an excuse because you don't want to, because you maybe don't have that conviction that we just talked about. So if you are feeling that you will be pushy if you're selling something, it's because you don't have enough strength in the conviction of whatever the product is that you're selling, Okay, so go back to that love, go back to that experience, go back to why it is that you want to sell whatever it is. And you have to lean in on knowing that you have the very, very, very best of what's available. Because as soon as you have that, then you're never going to feel pushy. Okay, so that pushy salesperson, what do they look like to me? They look like somebody who is selling you something that you're not asking for. Okay, they look like somebody that is selling you an opportunity or an experience, not an answer. They look like somebody who is selling you something that they have been sold. Okay, they look like somebody who makes me feel uncomfortable and I actually feel sorry for them. Okay, I don't ever want anybody selling me something because they feel sorry for me. I want somebody buying something from me because they see hope. They feel empowered. They feel like they have an answer, right? And why is that? That's because I've asked the questions that have led to my answer. It's because I've built a relationship and I've shared from my heart, which is going to be the next thing that we're going to talk about. But if you are putting answers out for questions that haven't been asked, then you might be being pushy, okay? If you are opening up conversations and building relationships and looking for things that you could potentially help with, then you're a problem solver, right? You're a solutions provider. You're not a pushy salesperson. If you are leading with service rather than sales, you are not a pushy salesperson, right? So if I'm in a situation, for example, today, I did not go in there with any intention to sell anything to anybody, but the situation came up. The problem arose. My answer stepped in, right? When I ask people why they're here, when people ask me why I was at the booth today, I say, I teach people about using plant medicine. I teach people about using essential oils to heal themselves, to heal their bodies. And I teach people about using essential oils rather than an over-the-counter pharmaceutical. I help people reduce their dependency on over-the-counters. These are some of the conversations that I have. So that opens up a conversation. And I say, do you have any health concerns? Is there anything that I could help you with? I'm making essential oil samples. Where are you at? Like what's going on in your life? Then I've laid it all out there. I've opened up a conversation. These people are now pouring out to me. I have COPD. I have asthma. I have chronic pain in my neck. I have all of these things, okay? Pain, inflammation came up over and over and over again today. I had a lineup at my booth all day long. But the lineup was there because I opened the conversation with every single person that was there. So I wasn't selling anything to anybody who wasn't asking for it. But the reason they're asking for it was because I cared. I was not pushy. In fact, like I said, I did not go there with the intention to sell anything. I was in a place of business that, like I said, 80% of the people were not ever going to be in a position to be able to afford to buy these essential oils. I went there to offer healing to these people. These are elders, right? They're quite low income, and that's okay. I went there because I am on a mission to change the world. I'm on a mission to put oils on people and to give them experiences that are going to change their lives, which is in fact going to change the world. So but I ended up selling things, you guys, and it was because I'm not a pushy salesperson. I'm a conversationist. I'm a relationship builder. I share from my heart, okay? And that actually segues us into the next part here. But going back to this pushy salesperson, like I really don't want that to hold you back from your own success. Because if you could just for a minute take a look around the world, take a look at every altercation that you had today, every experience that you had, and realize that there was sales involved, okay? Everything from the roads that we drive on, to the coffee that we drink, to the food that feeds our family, to the computer or phone that you're watching me from, every single thing comes back to sales. Everybody is selling something, and as long as you have conviction over what it is that you're selling, then you're never going to be pushy because you're going to come from that place, okay? So going back to that for just a second, talking about sales. Sales can feel uncomfortable. Sales can feel like you're asking for something. I struggle with sales in the fact that I don't want to feel like I need anybody, okay? I don't want anybody to think that I need them. And so, but when I first got started, that kind of came up a little bit to me because but until I recognized that I don't need them and that they in fact need me, I couldn't quite wrap my head around that one. Okay. But how I changed that thought, and I'm going back to oils, so I apologize if anybody is not in with doTERRA, but as soon as I realized that they needed me more than I needed them, I came from a place of service. I stopped coming from a place of sales. Am I selling essential oils? Yes. Yes, I am. But I am serving these people with something greater than what I could personally be for them. These oils are something that I don't have to worry. Like, I don't have to feel bad. I can feel so dang good knowing that I got oils into somebody's house. Starbucks they can feel really good knowing that they got coffee into my hands because they literally love what they do. Starbucks is passionate about the coffee that they serve. They like eat, sleep, breathe what they represent, right? Let's go to some of the companies that are really well recognized. And Apple, okay? Apple, Steve Jobs, like when he created Apple, he didn't care about anybody else and what they had out there, right? He just cared about what he was selling and the difference that he was going to make in somebody's life, right? He didn't let whatever Joe Blow over here thought of him stop him from his mission, stop him from his dream of having, these state-of-the-art computers in every home, right? Or these phones, these iPods, computers, and phones all in one. He didn't stop people's judgment. He didn't worry about being that salesperson because he knew what he had was going to make a difference in someone's life. So if you can go back to that and look at the whole world, look at the companies and the brands that you love and that you buy and that you're loyal to, and think about the reason that you're loyal to these brands. Because if you think about that, you stop thinking about being that pushy salesperson and you start thinking about those people's lives that you're going to impact. You don't worry about the potential judgment of others. You stop thinking about what Joe Blow is going to think of you because you start thinking of that person that's in front of you and how your life is impacting theirs and how your product is impacting their life. You start thinking bigger than just what your neighbor thinks of you, because that is in fact none of your business, right? If you can recognize that too, that actually came from, I think, Rachel Hollis, her book, one of her books, and it said, what I'm going to call it somebody, what Christine thinks of me is actually none of my business, right? So what your neighbor thinks of what you're selling actually has nothing to do with you. You have what's to do with you. So this all comes back to that conviction. So if you have complete conviction over whatever it is that you are selling, and you know hands down without fail, without any doubt, then you're not going to come across that way, okay? It all stems back to this. If you can just stand in it, stand on it, you don't waver, right? So if you have any hesitation in the product that you represent, then come back to that. Because when you can come back to that, and then you realize, hey, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they think of me because I know what I know. I stand in what I love, and I love what I sell, right? Always come back to that conviction. If you start wavering, if you start feeling insecure, if you start feeling judged, then always come back, work on your conviction, okay? So 1, we talked about selling with conviction. We got to stand in what we love, right? And then 2, we are not that pushy salesperson. If your biggest worry is coming across as that person, then you're never going to be that person. You're never going to be her, okay? Just remember that. And then all of that other stuff that we just talked about. So I'm just going to repeat that again. If you are worried about being that pushy salesperson, stop, right? Because you're already taking up capacity that you don't need to, because you're already concerned about being something that you don't want to be. And that's because in your heart, you're not that person, okay? Just wrap your head around that one. You can't be that person because you aren't her, okay? Now, this is it. This is my last little bit here. And this is where you have to, this is sharing from the, oh, thank you so much. You guys, your chats mean the world to me. I really appreciate your feedback. Okay, so this third section, I've talked about this one before. I've done some lives on my Facebook page, and it's sharing from your heart, okay? Because sharing from your heart will always lead your business. Regardless of if you're going after the sale, it doesn't matter, because if you lead with your heart first rather than your head, you're going to move forward, okay? And so these all kind of work together in the fact that you have conviction over what you sell. You're not pushy because you're not pushy, and then you share from your heart. So if you want to be successful in sales, you let your heart lead the way, okay? So I'm going to go back again to today. Today, my intention was to make, I brought 25 little sample rollers, thinking that would be like way too many. You guys, I ran out of sample rollers. I knew that if I just help these people, if I bless these people's lives with these oils that I have, and again, I'm going back to oils because that's what I do, but this is not doTERRA specific. So if you have something else that is going to make a massive impact in somebody's life, then think about that product, okay? But for me, my product is oils. My love language is oils, okay? So I went in today knowing that all of those people can't afford to buy oils. That's totally fine, right? My heart led the way. I said yes to today because I knew that me being there was going to make a difference in these people's lives. My heart led me to this interaction today. That interaction actually led me to enrollments. Those enrollments were not intentional. Those enrollments were conversations, and those were relationships that were built in a matter of moments because I have conviction, right? And so I'm going to go back, sharing from your heart. Your heart will always take you in the right direction. So this is where, if you are already in sales right now, if somebody's name keeps popping into your head, if a business keeps coming into your mind, if you keep having an idea and you keep pushing it off, that's actually your heart guiding you. Okay, so I would love for everybody who is watching this right now or watching this recording later to take a minute and to recognize those thoughts that come into your head, because those are guided. Those are 100% gifted motions for your heart to guide your business. And so every time I don't listen to those, they don't go away. They will constantly come back, okay? So every time that pops into your mind, I want you to write that person's name down. I want you to write that person's business down. I want you to write that little thing that's coming into your head, because that's your heart going, go and serve this person. Go and talk to that place. Like that is, and that, when you can let that lead your business without any attachment to outcome, that's what we're going to move into. It will take you places, okay? My heart has led my business for the last couple of years, and my business has never felt better. Like there is something about the way that I am doing my business now that feels entirely different than I did my first couple of years. And so that may mean, I'm 4.5 years in now, and there's been times where I've let my head lead my business. And every time my head leads my business, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel, what's the word? It doesn't feel open. It feels more closed off. It feels more judged. Okay. Our heads are where that ego and those judgments come from. Our heart was open. Our heart is for serving. Our heart is for blessing, right? So if we can let that lead sales, then you're never going to come back to being a pushy salesperson, right? Because you care. And so again, talking about oils, what we have is something that changes lives. Sorry, other products out there, but my oils change lives. And so I have conviction over that. And so I can tell people that what I have can make a massive difference in your life. It's made a difference in mine and thousands of others, right? And so when I say that, that's my heart talking. That's the text messages that I get every day from somebody saying, Ashley, thank you so much. Thank you for your videos. Ashley, thank you for recommending the vitamins. Ashley, thank you for making me that pain roller. That's the person today coming back to me that I knew could never, ever buy oils. Probably, like they told me their phone got cut off today, but they've had a chronic cough and cold. And I put some Breathe into her hair. And she came back and she said, I'm not coughing. my congestion is cleared. That's my heart, right? That is what's going to keep driving my business, because I don't know what that's going to do for me. All I know is today I went into this meeting knowing that I just went out to put oils on people. I didn't intend to have enrollments, but I was open to them, of course, because I'm always open. My heart is always open to bless people's lives and to the opportunities that are available for me. But I didn't have any attachment to the outcome. Our head has attachment to outcome. Our heart is open to serve. Okay? Repeat that to yourself. Our head has attachment to outcome, meaning that we do something with the expectation that something is going to happen for us. When we serve from an open heart, there's no expectations. There's just service. There's just giving. There's just love, right? It doesn't mean that we don't have an opportunity to sell something to somebody, because that is available for us, because that is what we're open to. But there is no attachment. There's no expectation on those people to get or do anything from us. Our job is to serve openly, right? Okay, so sharing from the heart is loving what you're selling. Your heart has to light up. You need to light up when you're putting whatever it is on the people that you're putting, when you're putting whatever you have on the people in front of you. Every time I bring somebody new into my doTERRA community, my heart skips a beat, right? When I get that little bing on my email that somebody's enrollment has gone through, my heart flutters, because it brings me so much joy knowing that I'm going to make an impact on that person's life. Okay, so when you share from your heart, that's what it feels like. It feels like butterflies. It feels like your heart opens up a bit bigger. Like if you have children, you think that you think there's no way I could love another child as much as I love this one, but all of a sudden your heart grows, and you think it gets bigger, right? Like when I had my second child, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I could love more than I already loved. And then you have your third child, if you're me, and your heart grows even bigger, and you don't realize, hey, it can get even bigger. Every time that I get a text or an email or a phone call or a hug from somebody saying that I made an impact in their life, my heart grows that much more every single time. And it just shows me that I'm made for more. What's available for me is more. I have more to give. I have a bigger impact to make. I have a bigger footprint I will leave. I have a legacy of people whose lives I will impact, right? So when I am remembered, I want people to remember me as a person with an open heart who served, right? So that is what sharing from your heart feels like. So whatever it is, whatever business you're in, your heart has to be tied to that. Okay, your heart has to be literally bound in it, because if it's not there yet, that's okay. It doesn't mean that it's not going to, because you guys, I cannot imagine my life without these oils, but my life would not be what it is now without this business. So I can talk to this business as much as I can talk to these oils. And that is what people feel. They feel my heart and my honesty in around what I sell. And I sell an opportunity to change your health and wellness, an opportunity to change your home and health and finance, right? So for me, that's sharing from the heart. That is what that feels like. And that's what it could feel like for you when your heart is tied to whatever that is. So just to do a super quick recap, because I said I would make this 30 minutes, is you have to sell with conviction. Selling with conviction is having 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, belief in whatever it is that you represent, okay? You don't care about what anybody else out there has, because you care about what you have. You care about your experiences. You care about your product. You care about your opportunity to teach people about whatever it is that you have. Nothing else. You have to believe 100% that nobody else has something better than you do. And even if on paper maybe they do, it doesn't matter, because it's what you believe. Because people will pick up on whatever you're putting down. It doesn't matter what you're saying. Remember that too. People will pick up on what you're putting down regardless of the words that come out of your mouth. Okay? That it always comes across every single time. I promise you. So if you are wavering in your belief in your product, it will shine through. Like, and that's okay. If it's not there yet, you just have more work to do in your conviction. So gain some experiences, gain some education, pick up some insight, reach out to people, like ask questions, share the oils more, have some, gain some success stories, whatever it is, change, make sure that you're learning more. Okay, thank you, Christine. I'm gonna just wrap up real quick right now. And then you're not that pushy salesperson, you guys. You're just not. I promise you, you're not. If you're worried about being that person, you're already not that person and you never will be her, okay? Again, somebody else's opinion of you is none of your business. You don't need to worry about what your neighbor has to think of you. You need to care about what you think of you. Nobody else's opinion or perspective is important except for your own. When you live in your true integrity and your true authentic self, then you stop thinking about what everybody else thinks of you, right? Okay, and then we just talked about sharing from the heart. Sharing from the heart feels amazing. So if you are in sales of any sort and it doesn't feel good, then you're probably either not in the line of business or you need to work on your conviction. So that was it. I hope this was incredibly valuable for you. My intention and my love language is being impactful in people's life. I want to be significant to you. And so if you know that this is helpful, or if you believe this could be helpful for somebody else, then feel free to ask me for the recording, and or if you're watching the recording, thank you so much. I am so honored to share with you, and I wish you all the best in your business, no matter what your business is, no matter what your line of work is. I wish you success in it, and I hope you have conviction and that you share from your heart and that you stop worrying about what everybody else thinks. Okay, thank you so much. If anybody has any questions, I'll stay on, but I'm going to stop the recording now.